And we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream Wednesday point three podcast. We are two-thirds of your favorite trio of hosts. On the left, Spider Brando, myself, Hero Scroll. We normally are three. Funkaloo couldn't be here with us today, but he is our highly esteemed third member. If this is your first time, welcome. If this is not, welcome back. Make sure you subscribe, follow us, do all that great stuff. We got a great show for you tonight. We got a bunch of news stemming from all over the entertainment world. And then we're going to be deep diving Spider-Man 2 PlayStation 5. It's going to be like a review kind of, and also talking about the game in general, mainly because they announced the first big update for the game. We're very excited. But Spider-Man, how are you doing today? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling marvelous, as some may say.
No pun
I'm very
intended.
excited. Nope, no pun intended. But I am very excited for this news to get there and for some Spider-Man talks, as I was super freaking late on beating that game and did not get to talk about it with a lot of people. Everybody beat it
Yeah.
before me.
I started playing it again the other night, and I was like, man, this game's so good.
Every time I look at my desk and I see this PS5, I'm just like, man, I want to turn it on so bad. I never had the time.
Hopefully
So
they
like,
hopefully they announce pops soon for it, because I think that's what we need, or figures or something. Because
oh yeah, that's what's missing from this game.
yeah,
'Cause the
so
first one went pretty hard with the Funkos for the
they
first
did.
game and the Miles game.
They both did, but I do remember the Miles ones came out after the game, like a little while
Yeah,
after. So I wouldn't be surprised if it takes a little more.
true,
So,
true. Well,
good
we'll get
things come to
into
those who wait.
damn right. We'll get into the Spidey talks later because I could
Yes,
go on for like an hour right
we
now
both
if we
could.
had to.
We both could, honestly. Well, let's just jump into the news. We got some Super Bowl trailer rumors, right? Spider Rando, if you want to hit us with what those are rumored to be.
So we all know the Super Bowl is America's most watched sporting event and the best place for companies to spend a shit ton of money and debut their trailers. A couple years ago, just popped up in my memories. We got an Endgame trailer during a Super Bowl, so
Yep.
I'm expecting Marvel to. I'm expecting these rumors to be true, based off of news leaks and stuff that we've been talking about over the past couple months, and I'm excited. So rumored is Deadpool 3 should be a no-brainer of them putting a trailer out for that movie during this. Um, A Quiet Place Part 2, which will be exciting.
Or wasn't it like day
Or
one?
part yeah, not part 2.
Yeah. It's like a prequel.
The prequel, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the P in there and I just got confused.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's day 1 about how like the origin of that universe. The Bob Marley biopic, which looks really freaking good on all these
Hmm.
trailers I've been seeing. Um, Another movie directed by John Krasinski called If, starring Ryan Reynolds,
Yeah.
and I have seen teaser for it once, I believe, and it seemed interesting.
Yeah. Shout out to the guy revving his truck in the back. Yeah, no, I think the other day they showed a Ryan Reynolds came in with like a joke with it, trying to hype it up a little bit. I
Hmm.
think they recycled like the joke from The Office about he was in WandaVision, the actor, like replacing Asian Jim.
Oh yeah,
They
that's
brought that
funny.
back for the little like teaser for the movie. So
That's cool. I feel like that movie is gonna be like it'll be a nice underrated one, but it's looking like Paramount is has the most to unveil with a lot of even them going back into the Mission Impossible footage that's been released already, Halo footage and stuff to promote Halo. Um, and they had what was it? Paramount Plus just I don't know, they've been really trying to get it going. I
Yeah.
am very excited for Knuckles though. I remember there's one live stream Wednesday we did a couple months ago where there's just like the rumor of Knuckles like getting a spin-off show. And boy, was I freaking excited. I love this Sonic verse and what they're building. And Idris Elba as Knuckles. It's just chef's kiss.
I heard he was really
Beautiful.
good.
So good. And
Yeah.
Sonic 2, one of the best movies 2023. I don't care what anybody says. It's 2022.
It got slept on, I think.
It
But
really freaking did.
everybody that I know that watched it, it was normally on the top of their like end of year movies.
I saw that
So
movie by myself in theaters because I was so excited for it. So I'm excited to see a Knuckles spinoff. And I remember back in that old rumor, Kid Cudi was supposed to be a part of it.
wow.
I'm a big Cudi fan, and he did a song for Sonic 2. So I'm really excited for that. And I feel like just Knuckles, Sonic, and this live action, it just keeps on getting overshadowed. Ooh.
Ooh,
I
pun
didn't even mean to
that was
do that.
nice.
I didn't even mean
That
to
was
do
nice.
that.
That was nice.
Hopefully we get a Sonic 3 trailer.
Yeah. I want to get into the Sonic verse for sure. That's something I need to like catch up on because from when talking with you, this definitely seems
So
like
good.
something that
You would
I would
love it.
like. So
You would definitely love it. If you like the Mario movie,
oh, I
did
did.
you like the Mario? Yeah.
I did.
You
Yeah.
would like Sonic then. I personally
I
like
gotta catch
Sonic
up.
better than the Mario movie.
I've
And I
always liked
saw
Sonic's
the
character more than
oh
Mario.
yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like I'll like it more
Yeah.
inherently.
But like movie wise, film to film, I don't know. Super Mario was good, but Sonic 2 just did something to me. Both those movies just did something to me.
Well, I gotta catch up. Well, I think for me, out of all those, it's kind of cheating to say, I guess, but Deadpool 3. I mean, we've been
Yeah.
talking about this movie for so long that we just need to see it, man. And we're only what a couple 4 more
4
days,
freaking days away. It could be on
hopefully.
at any point within like 4 days from this exact moment.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
So, again, watch this space because we'll be reacting to most of these trailers, especially if we get any other surprises. So exciting. Sunday's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be
Super
exciting.
Bowl Sunday, one of the best days of the year if you're a
Mm,
football fan.
very true. Even if you're not, it's just a fun day.
Yeah. I mean, you got that on. I'm really excited to see the numbers for the Super Bowl this year.
It's probably gonna
Doesn't
be big. It always gets bigger and bigger.
yeah, but just think of it this year with the whole Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and
Yeah, put
how
her on the
many
cover of
fans
Madden,
that
baby.
yeah. I haven't bought Madden in a couple years, but if she was on the cover of it, I would get back into it just to
Collector's
say I
edition.
got the Taylor Swift edition.
Do it.
Um,
Well,
but I'm excited to see if there's like a huge spike because of
I
even if
wouldn't be
she's not
surprised.
there, just for fans that have come into the NFL from just either
I
being
w-
her fan and stuff.
I wouldn't be surprised if there
So,
is. Well, we gotta wait and see.
yes.
Well, uh, moving on to DC news related stuff. First and foremost, a news piece that isn't super surprising, but did garner some traction. So we're talking about it, even though we did know this. But Zolo Maridueña, the Jaime Reyes of the DCU, stated that Blue Beetle will be returning to the DCU. So I think that's obviously the best thing to do. So
Yeah. He had Out of the 3 DC movies that came out last year, only one of them got pretty well received and had like a bright future. So James Gunn, Solo is in your hands now.
He's in good hands.
Yeah.
The next thing that I didn't see a lot of people talk about, I saw very few, but it's still, I think, kind of a big piece of news because it's almost like a big what if. It was revealed that RDJ, Robert Downey Jr., yes, the Iron Man of the MCU, met with Christopher Nolan about Batman Begins to play the role of Scarecrow.
That's
Man,
crazy.
that's when I read that, my mind blew a little bit just because imagine if in 2008 Robert Downey Jr. came out both in The Dark Knight and in Iron Man. What would that version of our world look like?
Whoa, wait. Batman Begins would have come out in like 2005.
Yeah, but The Dark Knight came out in 08 and Scarecrow was in The Dark Knight. That was my thing, that
Was
if he did
he was
get
in Dark Knight?
at the beginning. Remember when the Batman with the hockey pads come in and then Batman comes down, beats them all up, and then Scarecrow's there?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that would be a huge freaking talk about like who had that? Talk about what Timothy Chalamet would have had this year with Dune and Wonka. RDJ with Dark Knight and Iron Man back. Oh my god. That would be wild 2008.
It would have been. And I wonder if they would have kept it the same, like the same story wise for that Scarecrow. Because I mean, honestly, Scarecrow is the main, if not like 1B villain of Batman Begins.
Yeah. Yeah, having an actor like him would have been. He could have been the 1A. But
Well,
it seemed like he lobbied pretty hard for it.
it's only something that remains in our dreams now.
A true what if.
Yeah. Just
You
cue
think
what if intro.
DC? Oh, actually, this is something that I just thought of. Something James Gunn should do in the DCU. It's his own like what if storyline and just tear like what if the DCEU was good and take stuff that happened from there and done like what he would have done differently. Or just I don't know, just a DC what if would be pretty cool.
It would be. The only reason I don't see them doing it, obviously because of straight, copying reasons, but it feels like their animated stuff is already kind of their what if. I know they definitely focus
That's
on like
fair.
more comic booky, movies like the Crisis on Infinite Earths, but it still feels like a what if take.
Yeah, that is
So
fair and valid.
who knows? Well, maybe one day though. Who knows? It'd be cool. We shall see.
I'm all aboard this DC hype train though.
Choo choo. It's coming
I'm
off the
excited.
station.
It
It's coming
is.
off the station. If you're not in it now, don't come in later because you're gonna miss out.
Been on a huge Batman kick recently. And I actually want to get a Batman tattoo. So or next.
Ooh.
So
You heard it. You heard it here. You heard it here first, everybody. Spider Brando's gonna be rebranding again to Bat Brando.
or it could be Bat Spider or Spider Bat Brando.
That goes pretty hard. That goes pretty hard. Well,
It
let's
goes
move on
hard, but also
to.
sounds like a batshit crazy.
It does. It's a crazy character. Let's move on to Marvel news. Paul Bettany has come out in the news this week. He came out and stated that Vision will be returning soon to the MCU. That's something I think we all kind of new as well, kind of like the Zolo Maridueña stuff. Kind of a fact. It's just kind of wondering where. But before we answer that question, the other piece of news that came out about him is that in an interview, he revealed that Vision's death scene in Infinity War was improvised with Elizabeth Olsen since their pre-production visuals, they didn't know how it was going to turn out. So they were just kind of told to run with it. Think
That's
about
crazy.
that.
That's some great acting right there, and great chemistry between the two of them to give off that scene and knowing like what are they looking at.
Yeah. I mean, it goes to show that when you have someone who cares about the character, because I do ultimately think he does care about Vision, especially since he voiced Jarvis from the beginning, and Vision is just Jarvis. Um, it's love, and that love comes out on screen. And I mean, in WandaVision, he showed off his acting chops the whole time. So to find out it was improvised and it is as good as it still is, that's not shocking for that pair. For those two, not shocking at all.
Yeah, but
I was gonna say, where do you think though? Going back to kind of the first piece of that news, though, where should Vision come back?
something. I feel like Armor Wars should be a good spot. I feel like Rhodey and Co should be like more of like the techie side or techie universe in the MCU faction, not faction, but I guess section of the MCU. And Armor Wars or what is this show with, why am I drawing a blank on
The Wonder Man one?
no, not Wonder Woman. Ironheart.
Oh, Ironheart.
That's what I was thinking. Oh yeah. One of those two. Probably not Ironheart, because I don't see that making too much sense from like a consistency or storytelling standpoint. But I don't know, she could come across a Vision and then she somewhat knows some Tony Stark stuff, so
I like that. I like that. My
that
pick,
would be a
honestly,
surprise.
it could be my pick, and I feel like maybe this is the one that I think maybe a lot of people don't think about, but I think he should come out in Captain America in Brave New World.
Oh yeah. That would make a
Mainly,
lot of sense.
yeah, mainly because also I think the kind of like Avengers team needs to start being built up again. Because right now it definitely feels like it's ground zero type. Uh, if you bring him in Cap Brave New World, you start building that, building blocks of like Sam, Vision, whoever else is in the movie. You start building it up little by little. Plus, if Red Hulk is coming out in this movie, I don't see how Sam is beating a Red Hulk without help. And Vision would be like top tier help.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually, it'll also be cool to see how Sam faces what's the word? I guess adversity from seeing this white Vision and knowing that like the Vision he knew had died. It'll
Yeah.
be cool to see him go through that, like what's going on here? Like, is this even a real Vision? And kind of
Yeah.
could go into a whole like philosophical debate if he should be an Avenger, like what to do with that since it's not like the true Vision.
True. Also, you just made a really good point, and you said Armor Wars with Rhodey, and the more I think about it, the more that's a dynamic I would love to see because technically, this Rhodey, the last time he saw Vision was when he shot him down, when he got shot down by Vision in Civil War. So he's lost that whole time of his life. this Vision has the memories but doesn't have that experience. Oh, dude, you cooked with that. Like
Oh, I didn't even.
that would
I'm
be
not
a
gonna lie,
nice
I didn't even think
dynamic.
about. Didn't even think about that with the whole
It just
different
hit me
movie
too.
too. Yeah,
I
that wow.
You heard
We
it
really
here.
cook on this show, man.
We really do. If you're not following us, what are you doing? Honestly. Yeah, no, we hey, Feige or Bob Iger, whoever's in control of Marvel right now, put Vision in Armor Wars and Captain America. Put him in both.
Yeah, why not?
How about that?
Why not?
Why
It's
not?
just a robot. Like,
Yeah.
just get Paul to do some voicing, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Exactly. That's all we need. And we're
Mhm.
happy. Well, someone who's not happy, unfortunately, was Kamali Ninjani. He was Kingo in the Eternals, and he was talking about the backlash of the Eternals, saying that he even had to go to counseling to address it. And in a quote, he came out and said how a lot of the criticisms about the movie weren't even about the movie. It definitely felt like more directed to the actors and the director, which is kind of sad to hear. Um, I did see a lot of the comments were like, "Oh, well, he should be quiet because he made a bag out of it." And yes, sure, he probably made some money, but it kind of goes back to that question that we've asked before on the show. If you're an actor who hasn't started an MCU movie right now, why would you?
Yeah, it's not too appealing to seeing all these reviews and stuff to like I personally wouldn't want to be in the MCU at this point. Do like one wrong move and the entire internet is just flaming you and you're done. You're toast for good.
Yeah. And think about it, he got into like tremendous shape. I can't remember if it was for this movie in specific, but he got into tremendous shape. Um, and in part, I'm pretty sure it was to help for this role as well. So imagine dedicating all that time, effort, energy physically to yourself, and then putting all that time, effort, and energy into the movie that you make and being proud of it, and people coming after you and not for the movie.
Yeah, man, it's just like these people are actors are people
Yeah.
at the end of the day. So some actors are truly bad, but Nanjiani, I liked them in Eternals. I liked pretty much how all the cast interacted in the movie. And I really wouldn't say a flaw in that movie was like the casting or stars at all. It was I don't know. I want to rewatch it before I make an official statement.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I did not think it was as bad as what half these reviews say.
No. It definitely feels like it was just kind of that situation of like wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah. If it came
Uh
out like a year later, 2 years later,
yeah.
who knows?
Probably would be looked at better initially. Because a lot of people are going back and being like, oh no, this is pretty good. But uh,
Yeah. Oh, just to speak on the hard work that he said he was putting in, I found out he had a full year with trainers and nutritionists to get into that shape.
yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
He was in tremendous shape.
Yeah.
I don't know if he still is, but I mean that that's hard. That's hard work to get like that. Hard work.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we wish him the best. So, next up, last piece of Marvel news, kind of. Josh Brolin has said that he's heard through the grapevine that Marvel plans to bring Thanos back. How
I
are
don't know how
you
I feel about
feeling
that.
about that?
I do not like it. Like, it's cool seeing Thanos in What If and flashbacks and like stuff like that, but he's done in the main MCU timeline. Like we want Kang and we want and slash or a Doom and like a new big bad. Out with the old. We had 18 freaking movies about this dude's wanting to get his stones. We don't need any more. Granted, not all 18 movies for specifically about him getting his stones,
Yeah.
but that Infinity Saga.
Yeah.
I want something else. Unless it's not even unless. I don't want it.
I don't mind if he's brought back. I just feel like it would need to be more in a secondary role. He definitely shouldn't be
Only
the
like
main
a
focus.
flashback
Yeah, a flashback, or if he
or like a
is
pre
in
or if they bring him back for like I don't know, like a 30-minute flashback or like maybe for like celestial history or like Titan or Eternal history, then I'm all for that. But somehow putting him into like the present day story makes no sense. I don't
yeah.
like that.
I was gonna say if they put him into the present day, I would hope it would be in something like the Eternals, where they continued that story on that side, where he's just kind of disconnected from like the main multiverse and all that. I feel like whatever he does, he should not be on Earth. It should be in space, away from just kind of like the common people, I guess you could say. It's tricky. It's tricky. I just hope that if they do, it's in a way that feels good and at least honors what has come before with his character. I think
Mhm.
that's what we're scared of them just being like, oh, all the cool stuff that happened in the Infinity Saga with him, throw that away, which is what a lot of people feel like they did in What If, but I think they're reading too much into that part specifically.
Mhm.
But
I was gonna say also, it's funny that you bring up that point of throwing away the Infinity Saga when there's so many people that want RDJ and like the original six Avengers back. And I'm like, would that not redo what their sacrifice did in Endgame and
100%,
Infinity War?
100% it would.
Like, that's what some freaking Marvel MCU fans are just so like,
Backward.
myself included. I can't lie, I guess, but so like, you want something, Marvel gives it to you, and then boom. Or you want something, or we don't want something, Marvel doesn't give it to us, and then we want it.
Yeah.
So hard to be, I guess. I don't know what I was gonna say with that. I rescind my comment.
I know. I get what you're trying to say. We can be fickle. Fans can be
But
fickle.
oh,
For
I
sure.
meant like I rescind my what I was going to say because I lost my train
Oh,
of thought. I didn't want to just ramble on. But yeah, no, I fully stand by myself with falling in that category. Like so many times with even Spider-Man. Um there's so many like nitpicks that I can pick, but overall, he's my favorite character, and I like what Marvel does to change some of its source material from the comics more than what other people like. So it's a weird fine line between everybody's preferences on story adaptations.
for sure. Well, that was it for the Marvel side of our news. Do you want to hit us with the Disney?
So we got some Star Wars, which we don't talk about much of on here. Gina Carano suing Disney over her firing from The Mandalorian, which is interesting.
Yeah. She's
Um,
I believe it was like wrongful termination that
yeah,
she's
she did it
claiming.
for wrongful termination and there is something else about I forgot what it was called, defamation.
Oh, defamation. Okay.
Yeah, because she
Interesting.
lost a lot of other roles from that, like
Yeah.
firing and situation. just because of said comments that I don't really want to dive into. But it's a interesting situation.
Yeah, it did seem like Bob Iger was not too. I don't think he's really
Fond of
concerned
it.
about it, because I think they asked him for a comment and he was just like no or none or whatever. I think it was. Yeah, interesting. Watch this space. I guess we'll talk about it as it keeps going. I
He
think
said
mainly just because. Or what did he
he
say?
said none.
None. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. Classic Bob Iger. That Bob. Um, yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. I think she also had like Elon Musk helping her with this, like funding her.
Yep. It's being backed by it's backed by Elon Musk, who's helping fund the suit through X, Twitter.
Interesting.
And CNBC had asked Iger what his thoughts were on Musk backing the suit and potentially others like it against his company, and Bob Iger said none. So I guess it's not. I guess he was saying none more to. I guess if other, he's not worried of other companies backing Elon to try to
Yeah.
get Gina back, and not more so of the whole like Gina's case.
I'm pretty sure he's
What?
also not
It's
concerned
probably
about
yeah,
that.
probably yeah. If he's not concerned about one, not concerned about the other. But we give full context here, you know.
For sure. That's why you watch us. Well, the next big piece of news from Disney, they announced a lot of movies today. I think some we knew about, some that were kind of surprising. Moana 2, they showed a teaser, including like an image and like a small still, coming out November of this year. Not something a lot of people
I wasn't
expected.
expecting that at all.
Me neither. The Rock is a busy, busy man. Toy Story 5 and Frozen 3 coming out in 2026, along with The Mandalorian and Grogu. And then for next year is Zootopia 2 and Avatar 3.
All I'm saying, Disney is going to have a wild 2026
Yeah.
financially. If they get Toy Story, Frozen, Mandalorian, and Grogu, that's like franchise. So many different demographics and target audiences to see those damn movies. And that's not even including potentially if we somehow get Kang Dynasty in 2026.
I just had to look that up. I was like, let me make sure Kang Dynasty was 2026 and not 2027. Yeah, if all
Still,
this comes out,
those are Toy Story 5 billion minimum, Frozen billion minimum.
Mandalorian and Grogu is going to be
Mandalorian,
big, to be honest.
it'll be big. I could see that breaking 800. I don't know if that'll be in the billion
Ooh,
category, but
I think it would.
I
I
don't
think it
know.
would. Dude, fans have been
Yeah,
yearning for a good Star Wars movie since the last one.
that is true. But
And
a
the
lot of
TV,
fans have it just so tarnished from the last sequel that they might just wait till it's on Disney Plus.
they would, but I think they've gotten in the good graces of people again with Mandalorian and Ahsoka and all that universe. And if I remember correctly, they're saying like all the Star Wars TVs series are supposed to go into this movie somehow.
Mhm.
So if that's true, I mean, think about the things that you can get with that, meaning like
We could do
potentially
a lot.
potentially an Obi-Wan, maybe potentially Mandalorian with Ahsoka again on the big screen. Like, dude, people would eat that up.
Yeah, this movie's probably gonna break 1 billion then. And then
I'm gonna
what
call it.
else is there?
It's definitely a billion.
And then Kang Dynasty. That's just Avengers just guaranteed 1 billion.
Whatever. Hopefully it comes out.
Unless Marvel dies when Deadpool 3 comes out and it's an absolute failure. But
Let's hope that doesn't come out.
let's hope
Let's
that
hope we don't live in that timeline.
doesn't.
Let's hope we don't live in that timeline. Last bit of news. You want to hit us with this because I know you feel strongly about this.
I think we both do. But speaking of all this money Disney's gonna be shelling in from these movies, they just shelled out a huge chunk of change to our good old pals Epic Games, creators of Fortnite and buyers of Psyonix who play Rocket League. The emphasis on these will be paid off soon, but they shelled off all this money because they know they got all these bangers and bangers and bangers coming out the next couple years. They put in $1.5 billion to announce a partnership with Epic Games, or to acquire an equity stake in Epic Games, as they want to get a major push into the video game industry. And I got many mixed feelings about this. I don't like Epic. I don't like Disney too much as I like their product and stuff, but like as a company and the quality they give and the quality that Epic gives out into their product at times scares me for this.
Um, it's odd to me that they would announce this partnership in the way they did and not come out with an announcement of a game already done.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the
It just
weirder thing.
seems
And
like weird. Like, why would they go to, I don't know, a company like Epic, I guess?
the thing with Epic is they make a lot of money. And I think they are smart. For as much as we don't appreciate all the business tactics they do know how to market towards kids and families, especially with stuff like Fortnite, Lego Fortnite, all that stuff. On the Disney side, that's going to make them money. You know, I can't think the last time a good like Disney IP game came out. And I'm not talking Marvel, I'm talking like Disney, like a Disney princess, like a Moana or
Oh, they
a
just had that,
Pixar.
that Disney DreamWorks game, which isn't
Yeah,
much, but
it's not. And not only are they good with money and marketing, honestly, when they try and they do well, especially with something like Gears of War. I know they had I know they didn't do the last couple,
yeah.
but they did do the 1, 2, and 3. They did the Unreal tournaments. So they know how to make a good game. And I would dare say for Fortnite is a pretty good game for those that play it. I like the game. I play it a lot. It's fun. And you know, they can try. Um it's just weird to me that their partnership with Marvel is so different and why they would still announce like a Marvel side to this collaboration because Marvel Games is basically its own thing. They get to do kind of whatever they want. That's why, you know, Wolverine and Spider-Man are over in Insomniac and Blade is over in whatever studio Blade is in.
Mhm.
Uh, you know, Avengers was in Square Enix, I think, and that new Cap
Guardians was in Square Enix also.
Guardians was in Square Enix. That Cap and Black Panther game is
Oh, I
in,
forgot about that.
yeah, it's in. I think that's Square Enix as well.
I think so too.
It's just interesting. It's a very interesting concept, especially not to announce anything other than a collaboration. It doesn't feel like it's like why would you do that? What's the goal? But who knows? Maybe we get something cool out of it. Maybe we get a good Star Wars game or another good Star Wars game.
I feel like most of this is going to be tied to just Epic having an easier way to get the license for microtransactions. And that's what I don't like about it. Because we all know Fortnite brings in, they already have their whole like Star Wars, Marvel collabs, but imagine now seeing like a freaking Moana in there. Okay, probably not Moana. But like,
Yeah, I'll take Moana.
what the Rock's character, Maui.
Maui, yeah.
He would be cool in Fortnite. And it does open up a lot more of Disney's licenses to be in like in-game cosmetics and stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Microtransactions are never something
Never a
to
good thing.
be sought after, you know?
No. But
It's just very interesting.
we'll see how it goes. This is definitely new and is in his infancy for as far as we know. So who knows what they'll be able to do with that 1.5 billion. So because that's a lot of money for games.
I know, right? You're gonna look back and it's probably gonna turn into like 7 billion
in
in
no time.
return. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless they crash and burn, who knows?
Yeah. It's like what Epic did to Rocket League. No, I'm still upset.
I don't blame you. Oh,
They
that
took
was
everything out of that damn. Like they legit. This is what I'm scared Disney's is gonna do. I just want this one last tangent,
go
and we
for
can
it.
go
Go for
talk
it.
more video games and how one company cares about their community. But Epic, Psyonix put their heart and soul in Rocket League and started off from like even 2008 and getting that game to esports and like such like a high standard of competitive gaming. And at one point, Rocket League was like the competitive like esport game. So Epic bought it and they took out ways to trade crates and like player cosmetic or car cosmetics with people. They took out these crates and replaced it with specific keys that only your account could have. Used to be able to trade crates with people, all this stuff. Epic was like, screw this. We want our own money, no black market. Took that out. And they even took out, you can't even trade your cosmetics with people anymore. Like I used to have so many random duplicate car skins, decals, like gold explosions, and just trade them to my friends that needed them. But they're like, psych. And
Can't
then
do that.
now, Epic, they don't even care about like getting the esports for it anymore, like what Psyonix would do. They would do like Psyonix hosted events and like RLCS like tournaments and stuff. But ever since Epic took it over, they've just been putting like less and less effort into Rocket League, which is quite unfortunate. And many people may say it's because the game is dying, but I think Epic's been making the game die because I still know a lot of people that play it. And that's my tidbit on why I don't like Epic.
Well, you heard it, Epic. If you're watching this, make sure
It's
you don't
not
bumble
Spider
this.
Brando certified.
It's not. It's not. Gets the down motion. Make sure that you don't fumble this, and make sure you bring back Rocket League and make it fun again. That's what we need. Well, that was our news segment, everybody. Now we're gonna jump into our deep dive. Again, if you haven't already, please subscribe, follow us, all that good jazz. But Spider-Man 2 for the PlayStation 5, Insomniac today announced the first big update. I think it's coming out March 3rd or March 2nd or March 1st. I know it's the first couple days in March, and it's bringing New Game Plus and a bunch of new suits and apparently a few more surprises that they are saving. We don't know what exactly. We didn't get a chance to really review the game when it came out. We were all busy with a lot of different things. But myself, Spider Brando, we've played it, we've beaten it. So we are going to be talking about story spoilers for the game. So if you don't want to hear them, we're sorry. We're going to be talking about all of it, kind of reviewing the game in a way, talking about the things we like, we don't like, and what we hope they do in the future. So, Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, PlayStation 5. What were your overall feelings on it? Did you like this game? Did you love it? Was it better than the first one? What do you think?
I loved this game. It took me a very long time to beat it, but not because just like it was a bad game or anything, just timing wise and work and a game like Spider-Man and like story games, I want to play for like an hour, like 2, 3 hours at a time and just binge it. I wasn't able to do that much, so it took me a little longer to beat it, but what a freaking game. I got to when I fully got into committing to finally beat it back from my cruise or before my cruise, I forgot which one it was. Oh my god, I was so hooked in that universe and probably played it for like 12 hours straight at one point. That was like the best day of my life. Just swinging around the city as Miles, Peter, Symbiote, not Symbiote. Oh my god. What more could you ask for in a
Yeah.
freaking Spider-Man game?
I never thought a Spider-Man game would come out and make me feel the way that this one specifically did, especially after the first one. I did feel like
Oh,
the
yeah.
first one was, with it being as good as it was, I just felt like the hurdle for this sequel was just too high. And anything we got was just going to be kind of a letdown. And it wasn't, man. Every bit, story wise, every bit of it, it had me engaged. It was fun. It was emotional. Um, a shout
I
out to
enjoyed the MJ
Insomniac.
mission too. I can't
They,
even
they,
lie. I
they made them
enjoyed some
fun.
of the MJ missions.
Yeah. All they said was, hey, give her a gun.
That's it.
She's fun now.
Give her a gun and she could throw stuff, and that's all.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
And now she's fun. Yeah. Talk about I love the fact that Insomniac found a way to make Peter and Miles both feel like Spider-Man, but also making them feel unique in their play style. Because obviously,
Mhm.
when you see them and you think, oh, well, they're both swinging, they both kind of do the same things.
They
How
don't.
different could they feel? But man, like I personally like playing with Peter a little more because of the symbiote stuff. But Miles is
Ooh,
just as fun, if not a little more, in certain ways, right? It's really just kind of like pick your poison. Which one do you like more?
I gotta take. I only liked playing as Peter when I had the symbiote. Other than that,
Really?
I would have taken Miles 7 out of 10 times more. I
That's fair.
love the abilities in the Venom Blast Mile has. The one like that you get at the end of the game where it just like pulls everybody to you,
Yes.
absolutely insane for crowd control. And Miles has so much like good crowd control abilities that regular Peter without the symbiote just doesn't really have. I noticed. He does, but not like as combo like with Miles, you could do the whole Venom blast and then pick up more Venom and then do more abilities. Peter took a little longer to get his abilities back, and I mean that just shows a different type of characters they are in general and fighting styles of Miles using his abilities and like powers or Venom powers versus Pete using his tech and just being a natural fighter compared or natural fighter more.
Yeah.
But that
Yeah.
symbiote,
Once you
give me
get
the
that
symbiote
symbiote,
all the time, all day.
yeah. I do like the normal Peter tech powers, like with his iron legs and all that. It I wish they kind of gave a story reason for it. That was the only thing they kind of didn't do. They were just like, yeah, he just has them now.
Yeah,
Why? Just because.
why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Um, let's talk about swinging.
Oh my god, the traversal in this game, 10 out of a million out of 10. So many, and honestly, another big reason why it took me so long, because when I did because when I did actually play this game, I was just swinging around, like just not even just swinging around, doing the whole what is that called? Like the super swing or the point
Yes.
launch?
Yes, the
Yeah,
super
yeah,
swing and the point
the
launches.
super point launch thing. Oh my
Yes.
god, you could freaking just. I never fast traveled, never did any took like the
No.
barely took those wind tunnel things unless I had to like go over an ocean or not the ocean, go yeah, I guess
Yeah.
technically an ocean.
The river.
Go over the river. But oof,
Yeah. I
I
loved
want to play this game again.
well, you're getting the perfect time in about a month. I
New game
loved
plus, yeah.
I loved the swinging and it was again, this is a game where it's like how do you outdo yourself? And it's just like, hey, let's just tweak some small things and it's going to make all the difference. The fact that they gave you a bar now to kind of set, I don't know if you played around with it. I did a little bit to sweat
Oh, the
your like
swing
swing assist.
assist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
played around a little bit with it.
very fun, especially once you kind of knew what you were doing with it. Um, but like you said, those little abilities that they added for traversal, like the point launch or like the slingshot launch, which they didn't really have in the other one. And then the new one that I always think of that feels really good when you get it right, like when you're getting it at high speeds. The one where you attach and you do like a full circle and then you let go. I can't remember
Oh
the name.
yeah, that somersault or yeah, I guess
Yeah,
somersault
when you're
thing.
swinging and you like do a full
Yeah.
circle and then shoot yourself out,
I'm not
dude.
gonna lie, that always screwed me up because I would just naturally just hold on to the trigger too long, and, like, I wouldn't want to do the go backwards, and I just noticed myself start going backwards. I'm like, "Shit, didn't mean to do that."
Yeah. Yeah, once it took a minute for me to get it right, but once you get it right, it feels
Oh, you're
so good.
zooming out there,
You
doing
are
some
zipping. Yeah.
air tricks, getting some XP, building those one of those meters up if you had that ability.
Yeah.
Great freaking game.
Yeah. Gameplay wise, I don't think I have any gripes with it at all. It feels so good. It's fun to play. It's fun to swing around, do combat, like fight enemies. It just all around. It's a good game to just pick up and play.
The combat was tough, and it at least on played it on spectacular, so that was spectacularly hard.
Yeah, I
The
played it
amount
in
of
the hardest
times,
difficulty. So
yeah, yeah, you had it on spectacular also then.
yeah, yeah, whatever it was.
Um, because then I don't think you don't get ultimate until you beat the game.
Yeah,
But dude, the amount of times I died by Venom or just like even just the symbiotes on spectacular, those freaking people were ruthless when it came unless you,
yeah,
like until you learn the timing of their dodges and, like,
yes,
moves.
yeah,
Oh my god. That final fight or one of the final fights with Venom when you're swinging around, like, the football stadium and
yeah.
all the symbiotes are just, like,
They
attacking
start
you.
coming out.
Oh my god. I
Yeah,
died so many times during that fight. Just
that.
because there's so many of them, and you really had to freaking time your dodges
Yeah.
and use the environment around you to distract them, which I didn't learn until too
Later.
late.
Yeah, the final Venom boss fight is fun. It's hard though because I did die a couple times to just Venom himself. Like he hits like a tank, which I
Yeah,
mean
2
we
hits,
can
2 hits, and you're done.
yeah we could talk
Just
about
back
the
up.
story in a second, but um yeah the game was appropriately difficult. I did feel like I personally had more trouble with Craven's hunters than I did with the
Oh,
symbiotes.
yeah. Those hunters were ruthless too.
Yeah, because mainly what would happen for me personally is I would stay up in the air, and then they always had that net to hit you back
Oh,
down,
yeah.
and then I just get
Yep.
comboed to death by the ones on the ground. uh, I did like the fact that they also added a parry, The parry felt
Yes,
good.
I love the parry. That from playing God of War
Yes.
after or no, I don't know. I don't know if I did Spider-Man 1 and then God of War 1 or which one I played first, but whenever I played God of War 1, I was like, "Damn, this parrying was just so fun in
Yeah.
that."
Yeah. Then and they did a good version of their own with this one.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think traversal gameplay wise, I think for both of us, it's fair to say it gets about a 10, right?
I would say so,
Well,
but just a couple things about the new update as I found some more research out.
okay.
Um, the last time Insomniac had talked about their new game plus update, they had also teased that you could have the ability to change the time of the day in the city,
Okay.
swap tendril colors when using symbiote powers,
Ooh,
and replay specific missions, as well
nice.
as new game plus and everything
So some quality of life stuff as
discussed.
well.
Yeah.
Nice. Good. Because it was weird to me that you can't replay missions right now.
Oh, and it's March 7th is when it drops. So 1
Okay.
month
A
from
month.
this day.
Well, gives me no, it doesn't. It doesn't give me enough time to beat Final Fantasy 7. Um
I got a
yeah,
month
yeah.
before too.
Well, that a good reason to play it again. Let's talk about the story really quick then, because I think for a lot of people, this is where I noticed, especially after the Game Awards, people started trying to hate on it, and I don't understand why. But what were your thoughts on the story?
I freaking loved it. Oh, excuse me. I felt a burp coming. Um, I really enjoyed the story and what they did with Venom. I know they had teased pretty much the entire marketing cycle that like they're gonna do something with Venom that we've never seen or all this stuff that is supposed to be different. And it was. I liked seeing Harry as Venom and that interpretation of his character. A lot of people did not like it though, which surprised me. So I think given like Harry's situation and disease and just the world building they set up from the first game of why he wasn't like around, it just made sense for him to be the host for Symbiote compared to I don't know, say like an Eddie Brock coming into this game and being Venom. Like it just fit this universe, and some
Yeah,
people just didn't like it. I'm like, he's getting his mind corrupted, obviously, and he needs the symbiote to survive. Obviously, he's gonna be giving in, just like Peter was giving into it when he had all those conversations with MJ
great points, dude.
and all this
The
stuff.
story,
And I'm
yeah,
like, dude, this goes back to the freaking Marvel comment earlier of people
yeah,
not knowing what they freaking want.
yeah. I like Harry being Venom. It was something I think everybody and their mother kind of called since the tease
It
is
was
at the end.
predictable. Yeah.
Yeah, but honestly, it's that thing where sometimes the most predictable answer is just the best outcome, you know?
Mhm.
And this was that case. If you brought in Eddie Brock, it'd be kind of like, why?
Yep.
You know, where do you bring him in? And then you mean to tell me in the span of that short story, we're supposed to believe Eddie Brock hates Peter as much? No,
Yeah.
it wouldn't work that way. So Harry was obviously the better. And it also sets up better for the story around him with not just his disease and everything, but with the introduction of Norman later and
Mhm.
then Doc Ock again, his return. It just sets all that up so much better.
To just think, even in like a Spider-Man 3, we could get Green Goblin,
Yeah.
which is
Green.
wild. Like
Yeah.
you got a pretty much a Sinister Six in the first one, and then Venom, and in the second one, And it's like you think Spider-Man villains, sure he's got so many, but what would top a third game? Green motherfucking Goblin.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And then put him against Miles too to really change it up instead of like a Goblin versus Peter. Oh my god.
yeah. It'll be interesting to see what they do because I do feel like ultimately Peter does need to have that interaction with Norman. I
That
think
is true.
Norman and Peter's just it's like peanut butter and jelly, you
Yeah,
know.
that is very true.
But the added layer of like Doc Ock, what it means for Miles and who they could bring in for him, because they did a very good job of tying in Mr. Negative and Craven for both Peter and Miles in this game.
Yes.
Where even though Mr. Negative was definitely mainly a Peter villain, the impact that Miles felt with him and how Craven uses that to his own advantage later. I mean, it fantastic. Also, Craven, I, I need this version of Craven in everything. If this
Yep.
is not the Craven we get in a movie, throw the
I don't
movie
want it.
away. I don't
I
want it.
don't I don't see Aaron Taylor Johnson being this type of Craven. Or like just this Craven movie. As rated R as it is, or is it rated R yet? I don't know.
It's supposed to be, or it's
Um,
rumored.
um, I just don't see it, even after those trailers and just knowing Sony. I want this Craven was so freaking amazing. I want more of them.
You know what the issue with this Craven is? Not the issue. Um, why he puts all other Cravens to shame is that in his first interaction with Spider-Man, he killed him.
Yeah,
If it's not for Harry giving him the symbiote, Peter's dead.
yeah, that is
You got to
that
think
is
about that.
true.
Like, how many villains do
Doesn't
you
that
get?
happen in doesn't that happen in the Last Hunt comic run? The symbiote saves him too?
Kind of, sort of, not really. I mean, in ways, yes, he gets buried alive in it, but
Mm,
and not to
that yeah.
not to this extent of
Yeah,
like
not like just straight up
straight
dead.
dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Um, and I mean, think about that. How many villains in any form of media in their first battle with the hero straight up kills them?
Not many. You got Thanos with Loki,
Yeah, but
but not many.
it made Craven feel special, man, and I'm happy they did that.
I remember my jaw was dropped when that happened. That whole sequence was just, oh my god, so
Yeah,
fun.
so fun. And another bit that I love about Insomniac, they know how to treat their villains with respect in terms of like their story, honoring the comics and stuff like that. Because it's really cool how in the comics, yes, this is life. Welcome. In the comics, Craven has his what's it called, potions and stuff. And when you're touring his little home thing
Oh, his
in the
base
yeah,
area?
in his base, Peter looks at it and he's like, it's like a very short
Yeah,
description, and it's
I
like,
remember
I wonder if this is where he gets his powers from. They
I
don't tell
remember
you, but
seeing that line.
yeah, just fun stuff like that, man. Even the lizard, where Connors doesn't have his arm, which is a big part of him, but they found a way to
Mhm.
tie that into the story, into Venom, into Oscorp. Good stuff all around, man. This story
Just
was fun.
freaking absolutely hats off to Insomniac.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the DLC for it. I don't think DLC is coming in March,
No, I don't think
but
so.
they also haven't fully announced everything. I don't see why. I feel like March will be like what, 5 months after the game came out. They should be putting DLC out for it soon.
Yeah, it probably will. I think the city That Never Sleeps came out like a month after. It was different times. I wouldn't be surprised if this comes out maybe half a year, if not a year. Um, in the cost, in my oh god. Uh, no, we're talking Madam Web next week though.
Dude, I'm dying with
We're
that.
talking about Spider-Man 2 for the PS5. So hopefully, back to what we were saying though. Hopefully that DLC comes out soon. Because it is time. I think that the game needs to get sauced up again. DLC will bring that in the best way possible.
Yeah. I still got 100% it and finish all the side missions because surprisingly I haven't done that yet. But oh, dude, even the side missions are amazing from this game.
Yes, much better than the first one.
I have done the 2 main sad ones. I guess it's not main sad ones, but I have done 2 of the most talked about on social media. So
Yeah,
I'm happy that I avoided those spoilers. But man, talk about me wanting to freaking cry during a game. I wanted to cry on this whole park bench. Dude, I just wanted to be happy. Find
yeah,
his wife. Don't even get me started on Howard. Oh,
yeah. The Howard one was. It was nice
I'm
because,
gonna
and
start
I think.
crying again.
Don't cry on me now. I was gonna say the cool thing about the side missions are they brought Spider-Man back to that friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, which I feel like the
Mhm.
first game didn't have too much of.
Not really.
Um, like he did have some with like random people, but it wasn't like he didn't make that kind of connection. And this one, they were longer. They gave you connections with the people of New York, like specific people, and it was just nice to see that. It was really cool, you know, Miles helping out with all the students in Brooklyn Academy.
Mm-hmm.
Man, great stuff all around.
Great
Well,
freaking stuff.
before we end it though, one last question before we wrap this up. What do you want to see in the inevitable Spider-Man 3?
3 Spider-Man. Kidding.
They're
Oh,
teasing it.
oh, really?
Yeah, remember at the end of the story they teased Cindy Moon,
Oh, yes.
Silk, so
They did. Yeah, I don't really know what to expect with the whole Peter pretty much telling Miles that this will be like his for a bit. Like we might get Spider-Man 3 and it just be like Miles. But I wouldn't like that because Miles got his own like Spider-Man, Miles Morales too. Like they should keep Spider.
Miles Morales
I
is
don't know.
definitely like a mini game.
Yeah. Well, I was just trying to think. They kind of screwed up my whole plan. And I just realized with Spider-Man 2, and that had 2 Spider-Man. It was still mainly a Peter specific story. But I feel weird if they do a Spider-Man 3 and there's no like Peter in it. And
Yeah.
it's just a Miles game is essentially what I'm getting at.
Yeah. I feel like whatever happens in 3 will kind of force Peter out of retirement. Like I think
Mhm.
he's gonna live some time with MJ, be happy, you know, and let Miles be the main Spider-Man. Um, you know, let him do it his own thing.
Do
And
you
he
think
should.
do you think we get a Miles Morales 2 then that kind of goes through that little gap like how this one did? Like how the first one did?
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
I think
We
it's a
do.
good formula that they got. They get to test out new specific character power. Like I think a main reason that Spider-Man 2 was so good was because they had Miles Morales to see all the feedback on
Yes. I would like
what
it.
people wanted and like just different comparing data on different Spider-Man power, the way people use each one.
I will say, and this is kind of spoiler again. So again, if you don't want to hear them, sorry, but with the leaks that came out from Insomniac, the unfortunate leaks, that happened last month or the month before. They did say that a Venom spin-off game was coming in
I do remember.
between now and Spider-Man 3,
I
which
think
I
that
think
got
was
scrapped, actually. There's something no, it
it,
might have
it
been something else.
the thing that got scrapped was their weird like multiverse Spider-Man
Yeah, that's
game.
what it
Yeah,
was.
that's what got scrapped. But Venom does seem like he's getting a spin-off. So I personally wouldn't mind it if Venom is basically Miles Morales. You know, the Spider-Man Miles Morales, where it fills some gaps. You're playing as Venom swinging around the city, and you just add Miles, and you have Miles and Venom. Those are your two playable characters to fill more of Miles' gaps, you know, for him being like the main Spider-Man. And then when 3 comes around, you just have something happen. And obviously, whatever happens with Norman and Doc Ock, I think is going to be enough for him to come out of retirement. Like that's such a personal battle for him that he has to come back.
Yeah, that is true.
So possibly, maybe for Spider-Man in Spider-Man 3, if they do Venom, Peter, Miles, and Cindy Moon. And
That'd be crazy.
listen,
Man,
I
you
would
might need
love
the
to see
PS6 for that motherfucker.
probably, but I would love to swing around as Venom. So
Yeah, it was fun, that one mission that we got to do it.
yeah,
Wanted more of that.
well,
How would
hopefully,
that even I guess
hopefully that game does
be
it.
a different host then. Oh,
They could still do Harry because
they
Harry's
could.
alive.
Yeah,
He's just in a coma.
it is true.
So, and as we see in the from Peter, once you get the symbiote, you're still technically a part of the hive. So, you know, a
Yeah,
piece lives within you.
that is very, very, very valid.
So maybe even a different Venom design, which that Venom design was already fantastic. So I don't think we need a different Venom design, but
I really like the anti-venom design.
yes, very.
It was just
All the
so
suits in this game they were awesome. I loved every single one.
dude. I'm not gonna lie, the pre-order ones that you got just from pre-ordering the game, they're freaking whack though.
Really?
I was excited. I one of them just looked like Miles was a freaking Power Ranger.
Which I like. I like that
Oh,
one. I like that one a lot.
I
I
wasn't a
like that
fan.
one a lot.
I liked the I liked the Moon Knight looking one or the Arachnite looking. Actually, no,
Yeah.
it was Arachnite.
Yeah, Arachnite.
Yeah, I like those. Those were cool. I used those a lot in the early game, but I mean, once I think for Peter, I was rocking the what suit was I rocking for? I don't know. I forgot. There's one suit that I got. I think it was the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit.
Mhm.
Or no, it was I was rocking the 2099 one a lot for Peter. Um and also the Future Foundation? No, that one wasn't in there.
No, no, that wasn't in this one.
I'm drawing a blank on what I was. But then Miles, I was pretty much just using his just I didn't like a lot of the Miles suits.
I liked a
Not
lot of
gonna
them,
lie.
honestly. But I understand that.
I stuck with his just one of his classic, just black and red ones. Or his version of Peter's, like, tech suit. The red and blue one
Yeah,
with the white symbol, I had that on Miles for a lot. I don't know why, that just looks so clean on it.
it does. It does. A lot of the suit colors are clean as well. So, and hopefully, whenever the next month, when the New Game Plus update drops, I'm excited to see those suits. So, we'll see. But
Yes, even more suits then.
yes. Well, that was Spider-Man 2. It's all the time we have for today for our live stream. Um, So thank you to everybody that joined. We appreciate having you. If you're watching this later on in the future, we appreciate you for watching. We want to hear from you, so make sure you comment. Let us know what your thoughts are on Spider-Man 2. Make sure you follow us on Discord because we are having 2 movie nights soon. I believe one of them is what, March 2nd, right? Spider-Man
March
now?
2nd and May 2nd.
March 2nd and May 2nd. The March 2nd will be the Batman. So, and then the May 2nd will be
The Amazing Spider-Man #2.
yeah,
10-year movie anniversary.
yeah. So
It's not the
join
most
us.
sought after movie, but you gotta celebrate his 10 years, you know?
I recently rewatched it. Not that bad.
It's really not.
Yeah. But join us. We'd love to have you there. We have a lot of fun on these movie nights, so make sure you're with us. Make sure you subscribe because you don't want to be missing out on any future news and other video topics that we're going to be talking about. You want to make sure you're on point with point 3. But until next time, everybody, until next Wednesday, 9:05 Eastern Standard Time, where we will be back probably talking about Madam Web. Keep watching, keep reading, keep nerding out. We will see you guys next week.